All right, cool. Hi guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have so many familiar faces and so many brand new faces here. I'm really excited to be able to kind of help you guys. I know JV and Angie were talking and we were just like, listen, there are so many incentives that are on the table that we really like. I feel like like all of us here, we just all need to go on this crazy vacation that they're planning on sending us to. And I'm like ecstatic. I'm like, I want to go. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like type of one in the chat if you want to go on a fully paid cruise. Okay. Like it's in March. For us, it's like almost springtime, like end of winter. I'm like obsessed. I'm even gonna do one too because I'm so excited. And I feel like everything is so attainable and everything just really adds in to what we're already doing, which is getting customers and getting market partners. Okay. Welcome. Yes, we're all going. Okay, so I'm really, really excited about it. We wanted to come on the call and break things down for you guys so that you can understand one, how to earn it, how we're gonna work every single month to attain the goals that we want to attain, right? So, if you guys, okay, no worries. But if you guys have any questions, let's just save it for the end because at the end of the day, like I want you to understand what we're giving you, but I also, I just want it to flow so that we can work towards the end. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of teaching and then at the end, we're going to do a little bit of reach outs, a little bit of conversations, a little bit of what we're teaching you. Okay. Because applied knowledge is so much better than just listening and writing things down. Okay. So the main thing I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm gonna pull it up here, is how to earn this trip. Okay. If so many of us want to go, I think it's important for us to just kind of see visually, like, what is it that we're going for? Okay. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Jen. I've been in the business for 6 years and I'm absolutely obsessed with the community, with the products, like so many different ways to earn money, especially on TikTok, guys. I'll do some sort of a training for you guys next week. But that is really how we're going to boost our PV by using other outlets like Meta and TikTok alongside with, in person. Okay. Can you see this? Should I let me know if you can see that. Make it bigger. Um, how is that? Better? Okay. Okay, guys. So this might seem very crazy to you. Okay. The numbers might scare you, but we have 6 months in order to break this down for us to get this incentive fully paid for, earned. Okay. Now, I'm not saying go the bare minimum. Okay. But realistically, if we have 6 months and we lock in, we could do tier 3 with $500 plus a cruise plus bringing someone that we love and care about. Okay. And I really think it's just about a mindset. If you say that, oh, damn, that looks too hard, then oh, damn, it's going to be hard. Okay. But the minute that you allow yourself to just become a student and be consistent and do the work with us, because we're all going for this, then it doesn't seem so bad anymore. Okay. But the one thing that you have to check, like if you're like a Debbie Downer, like you need to get out of that. You need to get out of that right now because we have the time. We need to use the time wisely. And we don't need to do once a week. Guys, if you're going for something that's big, we got to go in every single day, little by little, pushing little by little. Because if you only had 1 month to do this, those numbers might seem very scary. Okay. But we have time. We just don't want to waste that time. Okay. So, for example, just to make this easy, let's do tier 1, and then I'll kind of explain a little bit about like tier 3. Okay. So, tier 1 means 10,000 cumulative PV. which basically means you have 6 months to get 10,000 PV. Okay. If you break it down by six, right, we're going to pretend that no one is going to return the products. But if they do, we're going to pretend that we are doing 11,000. Okay, just to be on the safe side, we're going to do 11,000 PV. PV is anything that you purchase on your own and anything that you sell personally. Okay. Now, I don't want you to go crazy because over here on the bottom where it says minimum PV required, okay, from VIP and retail, it has to be 5,000. So let's say for tier one, half of that has to come directly from customers. Okay. I don't suggest that any of you spend 5,000 on product. That's ridiculous, right? And what we want to do here is make money. So just forget about that and just this is going to be solely customers, okay? But PV is what you purchase plus what you sell personally, okay? So if you break it down by 11,000 PV in 6 months, what that comes out to be is roughly let's just say like 1,800, okay? 1,800 PV a month. A lot of people on here have done over that or very close to that every single month. So that qualification is simple. The more conversations you have, the more potential customers you can have. The people that are your customers now, if they're having a great experience with the products, okay, they can also refer people to you. You just have to ask, okay? You just have to ask. JV, if you can just look at the chat, I don't know who's saying what, but I'm just gonna focus on this.
Yeah, focus
So
on that. I'm
again,
answering the
it's
chat.
what happened?
I'm looking at the chat.
Okay, cool. Okay, so again, roughly like it says 1833 PV, but for the sole purpose of this, just 1,800 PV. Okay. Remember that each order is different. Everything, like restocks, like it's time for us to take care of our people. If you have VIPs and you haven't been checking in, it's time to check in. It's time to really give them the customer service that you're looking for because that will determine the next referral. That will determine either maybe they want to be a business partner with you. Like these are things that we have to really focus in on because we're in the servicing business, okay? So we want to go into this with intention that we're going to get referrals from the people that are our customers, right? Maybe someone stopped using the product and you're like, hey, like, maybe it wasn't the right time. Did you want to try again? Right? We'll get into more conversations later on. So when we're talking about VIP customers, we need four. It's crazy. Four VIP customers. Okay. Which I think is insane. Okay. And two business partners, which basically means two people that want to do the business with us. Okay. That want to be like us in sharing what we're already sharing already in terms of product, in terms of business and how to make money. Okay. If you know someone who is money hungry, they got like 3 side hustles, you want to tell that person, dude, like I was thinking of you. Okay. So it's one of those things that when you see it here and you're like, oh, 10,000 seems like a lot, but the breakdown of that in 6 months is like 1,800 every single month. Guys, it's so attainable. You get a cruise at the end of this, you know? And so we are going to do tangibles for you guys to also focus in on, but I want you to be open-minded to try new things and be consistent. That's the reason why we're doing this whole thing. Okay. Now, for anybody who is career MMB plus, which I don't know if anybody on here is, you need the 12,000 PV, 4 VIPs, the 2 market partners like the MP to MB, and 1 personal MMP. So one of your business partners needs to be at the second rank of the company. Okay. And they have to be that by December. Okay. That's basically it. Okay. Towards the end in December, you have to be paid MMP or higher. So MMP, right? Let's say you hit it next month, right? Or this month. That's amazing. You hit it, you're on your way, right? You're working your business. If you don't hit it in December, then you're not going, right? So this is a push for you to sustain and maintain your rank or go above MMP, because if you are working your business with talking about the products, gaining customers, gaining business partners, there's no way that you're not going to be MMP. But they're just saying, hey, this is the minimum requirement so that you can go on top of, the requirements here. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Okay. Um, what I thought was really cool, and I feel like they really want us to go for this, is July 1st to the 15th. Okay. They are tripling our qualifications for the PV. Okay. It's only going to be tripled towards the Ignite qualifications. That doesn't mean that you're going to be paid triple. Okay. It's just going to be the points towards that qualification. Okay. Makes sense. And so that's why I'm like, guys, it's July 7th. If you have not been reaching out to at least five people, we need to start. Okay. Because think about it like this. You get the minimum, right, of let's say 1800 every month. Not only are you working towards that cruise, but you're also getting the incentive of the super seller bonus, which based on the tiers, based on how much sales you make, 500 PV, 1000 PV, 2000 PV, 3000 and beyond, you guys, like we get paid a percentage based on our commission, right? So based on everything we sell, we get 3% of that, we get 4% of that, we get 6% of that based on how much we sell. So if you're selling minimum 1800, you're getting 4% off of what you're getting in bonus. Imagine 4% every single month on top of your new VIPs that you're getting. Because if you want, I can go over Power of Two. I think that's really important. If you don't know, let me know in the chat if you guys want me to go over that, because I think that's really, really important for us to at least understand, right? Power of Two simply means from the 1st to the 15th, okay, if you want to take full advantage of it, you need one market partner, okay, one business partner, and four VIP customers, okay? One market partner, one person, a bestie, someone that you know, a mutual friend that, she's always hustling. She's got like five jobs, whatever. Like that person can do this business with you. And then four customers from the 1st to the 15th every single month, okay? You get $200. Yes, there you go. Okay. That's literally what you're able to get. JV just sent a picture. And then from the 16th to the 31st, right? It's the same thing. If you do it one plus four again, the one business partner, right? That's where your two VIP, your two market partners are going to come from. And those eight VIPs, you're going to get a total of $500. Okay. So it's the 200 plus the 300, $500 on top of commission, on top of the super seller bonus, and on top of the qualifications towards the cruise. Okay. Yes. So we can also start doing that. We can get like the whiteboards, we can do the stickies, right? Where we are literally like putting it on a wall. JB can explain that a little bit more, but let's get creative and let's make this fun, guys. Okay. We all came in for a purpose. I would love to know like why you came into this business in the first place. Like most of us can tell you it's about money. Okay. I know I can tell you it's about money. Yes, it's about taking care of people. It's about, like helping women who are in my situation out. But it all comes down to a need, right? Yeah, we were going through it with our hair, but yes, money sounds great too. And incentives paid for by the company sounds even better. Okay. Um, JV, do you want to add anything to that, or do you want to just at least like let's talk more about like the conversations piece so that we can get started on that?
Yeah, definitely. So just really quick with this, I want you guys to really visualize it. I'm very visual when it comes to like my business and everything. If I don't see it, it's not going to get done. If I don't structure it day by day and organize myself, it's not going to happen. So visualize July, how you want to end July, right? If we have this 2 + 8, you guys know that that's your bare minimum. That needs to be like a second nature to you to obtain that. And you need to focus on not like it's too much, it's overwhelming. No, look at your schedule, and wherever you find 10 minutes throughout the day, that's where you're going to plug and play. And by seeing that board every single day, you're going to be like, I need to get that client. I didn't do X, Y, and Z to get that client. So reset, refocus, forget about what happened yesterday. Start right now, and conversation is key. Like today, I sent some of my key girls that need to re-rank to MMP my conversations, because I find it that they're embarrassed sometimes to share how they're communicating. And sometimes they're word vomiting. And I used to do that with Angie. Like I used to send Angie these paragraphs and she's like, girl, what are you doing? You're just like spitting your whole guts out. And it happens, but it's a moment of reflection. And if she didn't see those conversations, then I wasn't going to get better, right? In communicating. And communication in this business is key. So my conversations are now simple. I'm very intentional with what I'm posting now, in my way, in my style. And people are reaching out to me, asking me, I want more information. And yesterday I did a training on what questions to really ask, right? It's like an interview. You own a restaurant, you have people coming in, you need to ask them the right questions to see if they're going to be the right fit. So they asked me, I want more information. Awesome. What stood out to you in this post? What caught your attention? What information are you looking for? Because I'm very detailed in my hook and my caption. So I want to see if they actually read it, if they understood what they're asking me. And, we're having that conversation. And then I go into, awesome, I want to give you more information. Do you have WhatsApp? And I just transfer them over to WhatsApp. Whether I close the conversation or not, it doesn't matter, because guess what? Now I have them on WhatsApp. I have their name, I have their email, I have their phone number, and I'm going to be posting and blasting things on WhatsApp so they can see it on a daily basis. So that's what I wanted to share so far. So let's focus on that.
Okay, so in terms of conversations, if you're just starting out, I'm not sure where some of you guys are, or if you've been in the business before, or just kind of starting up. Like, if you've been thinking about that person that you see on IG constantly, like, just be honest and let them know, like, hey Angie, I've been thinking about you, like I've been like, I don't know, like whatever it is that you feel, like why is it that you're reaching out to the person? Yeah, like you're putting yourself in the forefront, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know why I keep thinking about you when it comes to this business, but like I'm going like towards, I don't know, the trip or you, whatever it is, like you have to know like what the person's drive is too. Like for me, I love money, but I'm such an emotional person. So if you tell me like, oh my God, Jen, like, like let's go on this cruise together, girl. Like I'm so excited. Like I want you to be a part of this with me. Like let's go and make this happen for us. Like like we're due for a vacation. If it's fully paid for, like amazing. But like it's very genuine and catered to the person. You see what I mean? So it's like, if we were talking and someone was like, girl, like, like you've been through so much, like, come on, let's just go on like on a cruise, like let's work towards this, like whatever. I'd be like, damn, like that person took the time to like talk to me and like ask how I'm doing and like, oh, there's like an opportunity to go on a free trip. Like, yeah, like let's freaking go. Like, what do I need to do, and then if it's like somebody that like you want, for example, as a customer, like make it about them, It's like I always try to lead with the business first because then I can fall back on the product. So even if they don't, yeah, and like JV's putting like some stuff out, right? So like if you know that someone's always hustling and like getting like, these three side hustles and they never have time for anything and they're always saying, "Oh my God, but I don't have enough money." Like why don't you ask them, girl? Like, oh my gosh, you're always on IG or you're always on TikTok. Like, imagine if you can monetize that and like let go of one of your jobs, I would love to tell you more about it. And it's not your job to tell them about it. Like, let us help you, Like let us like be on a call with you so that we can help them close because that gives, you credibility that people that have been in the business for a longer period of time and that they know more information and they're not just hearing it from you, you know? Yes, you're very important. Yes, all the things, but like sometimes other people need to hear it from someone else. And that's okay. You can be on the call, you can let us know a little bit about that person and that's really it, but like cater it towards what their needs are. And that's something that I feel like has been helping me. Like even doing like a quick voice note instead of a text. Like, like I remember like I was reaching out to Christine and Christine, I hope I can kind of use you as an example, but like she was in the business before. And I'm over here like when I met her in person for the first time, I never once pitched her. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this girl's a vibe." Right. But we followed each other. And years later, I knew she was in the business. She wasn't working it, but loved the products, right? And so whatever, she went through her own thing and I was like, "Christine, why the hell are you not doing this? Like, I don't understand. Like, you say that you use the products, like you haven't been in the business, so like why aren't you back here? Because you're a freaking vibe." Like I like complimented her because that's how I genuinely feel. I'm not telling you to lie to somebody and be like, "Oh, like, tell them XYZ and it's not true." Like I genuinely feel like she's a badass, right? And I just became a single mom and I look up to this girl like, damn, like how the fuck did she do it, So it's one of those things that you have to cater it to them and what you feel like they could get out of this. And after that, that's just all it is, But that's kind of how I want you guys to like chat about, like um being intentional, like we were saying, like about like our posts and about making people think about whatever the products, like the way that I like to do it, at least for education purposes when it comes to products, is like literally showing them my hair. Like I'm like, I should be bald right now, but and like all my trial reels, they're like, "Oh, I should be bald right now," but and like I literally have like my before and after picture or someone else's before and after picture, depending on like what I'm catering to. But you have to know like what your issue was when you came and what you fell in love with. That is what you sell. You don't have to sell everything. You just have to sell what you love in terms of product and what has helped you with whatever issue you had. Because those are the people that literally are going to come to you. Okay. I don't know if anybody wants to add anything to that, but that's kind of how I run it. JV, anything else? Does anybody have questions? And we can do like a few conversations while we're on the call.
I would ask right now, like maybe just go one by one. What has been your biggest objection? And have you been able to get through it, or has it stopped you and you don't know how to navigate through it? Maybe you have one objection that you're fearing and you really didn't want to say it before, but maybe right now you can say it and we can help you through that. Or maybe there's one girl that you message and she just turned you down, and maybe we can like regroup it and reintroduce ourselves to that person and help you. Is who wants to go first?
Don't be shy, guys. This is not the time to be shy.
I can tell you one today. I was super excited. Didi. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was very excited about this girl because I'm expanding in Mexico. Okay. I have already a little group of girls over there. And so I've been posting just to target more of the Mexican ladies. And I've been getting a lot of Mexican girls, but this specific girl, I was super excited. And I'm like, she's gonna be my partner. Like, I'm excited. I know it. She's so good. And we talked, we transferred over to WhatsApp, everything was great. And then, you know, her objection is, I don't have the money. And I'm like, how? How the hell you're posting all these things? Like, what do you mean you don't have $150? So that was my objection today. Every single person that I talked to that was super excited to start, their objection was like, oh, I cannot afford $150. And I'm like, I didn't even offer the bigger pack. I just offered the 150. And I'm like, and I'm giving you 150 back. Like, how in the world? So I never offer Klarna. I have never offered that. I don't even mention that. I just don't care for that. So, I went ahead and resourced to like, hey, by the way, I don't really talk about this much, but we do have Klarna. If this is something that you truly want to do, if maybe you know two friends that want to come on with you, right there, we can help you, start making your investment back. And, that's where I am. So that was my struggle today. All the freaking girls that I spoke to, it was like the same thing. I'm like, ay, ay, ay. So yeah, that's my share.
Anybody? I'm gonna start picking on people. But I feel like it's about like also like being confident in answering their objection. Like if someone was to tell me like, girl, I don't got the money, I'd be like, yeah, girl, I didn't have the money either. I ended up selling like XYZ. I literally like even like while I was going through certain things like now, like I had to sell a whole bunch of stuff that I wasn't using. Like you can't sell something that's in your house. You can't give up Starbucks for a week. Like you can't like not do your nails for like a month. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's just like, all right, because half of the time it's really not about the money unless someone's like really like going through something, which understandable. But like, yeah, feel felt found. It's literally like I totally understand what you're going through. I felt the same way. Like I was going through XYZ too, and this was the solution. I put it on a credit card. I asked, money from somebody, like whatever the case is. And like it's important to like have them also see the vision too, especially when we're gonna help them. But my second question is, have you guys like are you guys constantly like talking to people? Do you have your list of people that you want to engage in with this week, over the next 2 weeks? Like we have time. It's just again being intentional with it. And we have 9 minutes on the call, so I want to make use of the time that we have. Um, let me know what you guys want. Again, guys, if we're gonna go on this trip, like we gotta lock in together, So
I'll
go ahead,
share.
Tiffany.
Hi, ladies. I apologize. I'm driving right now from the Carolinas back to Fort Lauderdale, and I've been on the road all pretty much majority of the day. Hi, ladies. I'm Tiffany from Fort Lauderdale. My background, I have a lot of backgrounds, but one that I've been actively in for quite some long period of time is in the spa and the resort world. So I'm a licensed massage therapist and esthetician, and I came into this movement because one, I want to work on myself, coming back out with my career and appearance and stuff like that. And I also work with animals. So I'm very drawn to the animal shampoo product line because it's simple and it works. But what I'm experiencing is like my girlfriends that I work in the resort and spas that are hairstylists, because I've always been like the wash your hair, condition your hair, I hair pick it, let it dry, I pin straight hair, and I do nothing with it. So since I've been using these products, they're all like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I've been using these vegan, gluten-free, non-toxic product lines. And it's almost like they're all like, when I share the opportunity or, if they want to try it, it's like they're seeing me happier and happier. Why? Because I'm doing less and less massage. Like my goal is to replace doing massage for others besides for my own self, to have my own clients. and I'm experiencing them like bashing me and like I feel like the more excited I am that they're just not attracted. And one girl's like, I like toxic, products. And I'm like, oh, like what? Like you can make so much more money, working with this than standing behind a chair all day hurting your wrists because I work on these girls, you know what I mean? And they're always in pain. So it's like, how do you, like, I don't even talk about it anymore to them. I just like bypass them and smile and wiggle my hair around, and keep moving.
And I think that's kind of like what you have to do. It's like, even I feel like certain family members, right? Like I have family that has never bought from me and I've been in the business for 6 years. Like literally 90% of my business is strangers, and you can't resort to people that you know, but you can definitely be that person to like, um, go ahead and just do it anyway, right? Like it's funny because whenever I get an objection, I'll make a piece of content from it. So it's like, like, oh my gosh, like it could be anything, right? Like it's too expensive. Like, girl, if you needed to go get your nails done, like you would do XYZ to go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? So it's like really like showcasing more knowledge, not saying like, oh my gosh, this girl said, it's like more about like, oh, did you know that you can like sell something and like, have it give you income? Like it's kind of like it's kind of like being that person that's like, oh, like, I don't, I'm not scared to say XYZ, or some people might be like cringe when I say this, so it's like one of those things that sometimes like, people have these objections and it's okay, but those are just not, the people that you would resort to. You would just have to go elsewhere. And that's the beauty also of meeting new people all the time and social media and things like that. And you can kind of be that person, right? That will be like, hey, like I am an esthetician, right? I'm XYZ. And I am going to, like, my goal is to make more income being like not behind the chair or what have you, or behind the table, and doing more of whatever it is that you want to focus on, right? So, that's kind of like how I
Like,
would target that.
For
okay.
me, so sorry. For me, when I get comments like that, or not anymore, but when I used to, I always said, "Hey, not a problem. I would love to give you a free pampering session," which is what I did with one of my newest partners. She said no to me 3 times, and I was just offering her a scalp analysis. I was like, "Come, it's free." And I was at a vendor event. She's like, "No." And I said, "You don't like free things?" And then when I said that, she sat down. And then I said, "You know what? I would love to give you a full pampering session. Come to my salon." People think I own a salon and I don't. But I use money as my salon. They're like, "Oh, you have a salon?" And I say, "Yeah, it's right 5 minutes from my house. Come." And then they show up and they love what they experience, and they
Yeah.
either sign up as one or the other. But
Mhm.
maybe turn it around and make it fun to them and be like, "Not a problem. I also love toxic things. Come, hello, she's toxic. She's talking negative to you.
I'll
So
bring the
say,
wine.
come, I'll bring the
Yeah.
wine. We'll be toxic together, but come, I'm going to give you a little pampering session." And just make it like that and keep inviting them and inviting them
That's
to
funny.
expose them.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what I do.
I feel like even like the people that are closest to you too, that maybe you're just scared to talk to them about, it's like, why not invite them over and be like, can you be my hair model? Like I need before and after pictures. You know what I mean? Like, can you like come over? Like, I'll buy the pizza or I'll bring the wine or whatever, and just be like, I just need before and after pictures. Before you actually wash their hair, I definitely want you guys to like talk to us and be like, hey, this, like, ask them questions, like do the hair quiz, like how is your scalp? How are your ends? So that we do the right shampoo and stuff, right? But I think it's important that like we don't see it as so much of a big task, right? Like all JV's doing too, when she goes to her salon is wash hair and have people experience that. So if you have people that are like, oh, like I don't know about it, like I'm not asking you to buy it. I just want a before and after picture. I was doing a lot of that like years ago and it worked really, really well. And if you don't have people that are, in the area, like I mean, a lot of people love the Klarna option. Like when I talk about it on TikTok, people are like all about it. I'm like, because you're on my live and because you're you and you're spending time here with me, like, I'm gonna give you this option if you want it. And they're like, oh, what? Oh my God, yeah. Like they're so about it, you know? But it's really also like the people that you're talking to, who you present it to, like you're just like exclusive. The more exclusive this is, the better. Like I immediately thought of you when I was using the products. Like I know that you take care of yourself. Like I wanted to share it with you because I know that you would love it, you know? Or for like the business too, it's like, girl, like no, like all these people are like, selling things online. Like it's time for us to like, figure it out and like do this too. Like let's make $1,000 together. Let me show you what it's like, instead of having to go from point A to B, like whatever their situation is, make it very exclusive and the people will come or they'll at least want to listen. And you can simply say like, girl, like no commitment. I just want you to like hear about what it is that I'm doing because I immediately thought of you and I feel like you would be amazing at this, especially if they post often and things like that. Or if they're just people, like they're like there's people out there. Like they love people, they love the conversation, they love the parties, they love the events. Like if you know somebody like that, like why not, But I would never like prejudge someone just because, oh, like they have it all or whatever. It's really not the case sometimes. Any other questions? Letty, Diamond,
How do
anyone?
you guys feel like mentally regarding like so far these few days? Because it's already the 7th, right? I'm freaking out. I'm like, I'm looking at my numbers and I'm like, what's happening? There's not 1,000, PV there yet. So how are you guys managing that? Like, how's your time blocking? Do you have a set schedule or you kind of do this on the go? Like, do you know, like at 7 p.m., I know I'm going to go live, or at 2 p.m., I know I have a little gap to do this? How are you kind of like maneuvering your extra business? Because I know you guys work. How
Mhm.
are you adding this? I personally was a busy business owner of 2 locations. I was a professor, so I didn't have time for anything. My time was 30 minutes eating my food to do trainings, or I had to wake up earlier than the time I had to be at the school just to do, a few reach outs. So I wake up at 5 a.m. and I will reach out to everybody on my Instagram. And then as the day went by, I started seeing people like messaging Mac or like, hey, what's up? How are you? And then at the end of the night,